Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Just like that, we're live. Good morning, Gloucester. We have an illustrious cast. Look at the numbers are just pounding all the way up. They've been waiting for the return.
The return. This is our last Friday, though, right?
This is our last Friday. That's right. Good point. Next week, we'll be going back to our regular Sunday morning 9 a.m. podcast. We are joined by former club champion at Bass Rocks, Jeff Guzzi. What year did you win the club championship?
2020.
2020.
COVID year. Yeah.
Oh, well, so was there?
No one played.
Was there an asterisk?
No, there's an asterisk next to it because Mark Turner was injured that year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that was fun.
No, that doesn't count.
So you got the parking spot, right?
I did. Yeah.
That's pretty special. Arena McWilliams Lopez is with us, executive director from the Y. We're going to talk about more golf.
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 Today is all about golf.
And Chris McCarthy, who recently made the cut with an incredible rags to riches story.
Wow.
He made the cut on a must-hit birdie on 18. So we're going to talk about that. So
that's impressive
for the Mass Am. So I'll be
got someone trying to
doing a little business here.
Joey has at least 2 jobs.
Yeah. Joe's running around.
In addition to being a full-time father.
Oh, Caitlin is.
Hi, Caitlin.
Caitlin is there. Let me get rid of this. But so I'm Chris McCarthy. We'll just wait here and see what it's like without Joe.
An awkward silence?
But
Does that sound good?
Yeah, awkward silence. But Jeff, club champion 2020.
Yeah.
I know today we're going to talk about what it takes to play competitive golf. Because a lot of people think that you just get up and tee it up, you're drinking beers, smoking cigars. But there's a lot more to the competitive golf side, if you're serious.
No, and I can attest to the failures of that too. More so than the success, but the club championship. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. How'd you do this year?
Ooh, got off to a really hot start.
Hot meaning you shot in the 60s.
I was 4 under through 11.
Oh wow!
Made a couple bogeys coming home, which wasn't the end of the world, and then was even through 8. And it all imploded after that.
Holy, you were 4 under after 11.
I'm sorry, the second round.
Oh,
I was still even.
Yeah.
And it went south very quickly.
So 4 under after 11, what did you end up shooting?
69 was even the first day.
Even.
And I think I shot an 82 the second day.
Yeah.
And then I was all fun after that.
Yeah. Here's my question, because, and I think there is such a thing in golf, and that's the comfort zone. You know, you were 4 under. What's going through your head? Like, make another birdie or hold? I want to do everything I can to hold at 4 under.
Play conservative.
That's a good question. I play pretty conservative anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, geez, I'm 4 under. I chipped in a couple times. I'm like,
oh, did you?
I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
But then, you know what? It was almost a relief because you talk about the pressure. You put pressure on yourself.
Right. To maintain the 4 under.
And I shot 69. I'm like, that's fine. I was playing well the next day. I'm like, this is fine. And then it all went south. And then the next day, I was like, you know what? I don't have to worry about this today. I'm like, it was a monsoon on Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
That day was crazy. And I'm like, let's just go out and have some fun.
Yeah.
Which in some ways was a relief. I mean, I don't want to do the same thing next year.
Yeah.
But,
you don't want to shoot the 82.
I don't want to shoot the 82. But it was a relief.
So take me through the final 5 or so holes on the final day. Like, so you start, you chip, you're making your way back. Are you aware how far out of to what you needed to do to win?
No, the year I won, I had no idea.
Okay.
I knew I was up. I didn't know by how many. I was really close with Michael Gillis, who's a regular, or his parents are, of your show. So he rolls in this 40-foot par putt on the last hole, and I looked at Ryan Manise, Paul's son, my caddy, and I'm like, I had like 4 or 5 feet to win. I go, do I have to make this to win? He goes, yeah, and the thing never came close.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
so you went into playoff holes?
We did, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But last year, Josh Sala, who's now an amateur again and doesn't play a heck of a lot, but he's still very good when he plays. He and Mark Turner and I were kind of in a little bit of a lock, and that was fun. I knew exactly where I stood the whole time. And two of my really close friends and myself. That was actually probably more fun in 2022 than in 2020.
Were you in the same group?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
So I wanted to repeat that so much this year.
Yeah.
That it's almost like you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And then...
How do you keep from, what are some of your techniques that you use from tightening up?
I don't know if I can say that loud.
Happy Valley.
No.
Okay.
No. The liquor locker.
The liquor locker.
No.
Bananas. Oh, we're going to talk about bananas, by the way.
Bananas.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to bring some. I totally forgot.
How'd you hear about that?
Remember, so finish your statement and then we'll talk about bananas.
What was your question?
How do you keep from tightening up?
How do you keep tightening up? You know what? It's usually about having a buddy on the bag. You're playing with friends. We're not super
Yeah, you're playing for the club championship.
You're
playing for the parking spot.
Yeah, I know. I got to put my little bike in there. I might be the reason that they made it not just men's club champ, women's club champ. It's like current president, men's club champion, women's club champion, and past president. So now it's
because not everyone has a car.
Yeah, it's
so whoever gets there first.
It's a first come first serve. It's the best spot, and it's a waste of a parking spot.
Yeah,
You know what? We just have fun.
Yeah,
it's all your buddies.
Yeah.
So even though there's competitiveness, there's just a lot of camaraderie and banter.
So that's your mindset. Now let's go to you. Do you feel the same way?
I do. I think I was sharing with you that, I'm just out there to have fun, but yet the pressure of it's so different than going out on a weekend day just and playing golf with your buddies. I mean, once you're in a real tournament where you have to count every stroke, and you want to show well. I mean, my goal last week. I don't know, was it last week or earlier this week?
It was Tuesday.
It was this week.
It was this week.
Tuesday.
What is? No, it was last week.
Time. Was it last week?
No, it was Tuesday.
It was
this past Tuesday.
This past Tuesday.
I know very distinctly. I was very excited.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, when I got on the first tee, I'm feeling it. I'm like, why do you feel this way? I was questioning myself. I'm like, just whether you shoot 100 or whether you shoot 70,
and
you're still going to wake up in the morning.
You're 55 years old, and you've been golfing.
A lot of people thought I was 40.
But you've been golfing since you were a teenager.
Right.
So 40 years of golf. You've played in
competitive golf.
College, high school, captain of his teams, both on both levels.
Yeah.
So you've played countless pressure holes.
Yeah.
So can you pull anything from your previous experience? Or?
Yeah. I mean, when you're hitting it good, you just reconfirm to yourself that, hey, you're swinging well. And you try to visualize. I try to do a lot of visualization. Where you take a deep breath, stand behind the ball, visualize what you are hoping the ball does, and just trust it and get up there and swing away. The key is when you do hit a bad shot, when things start going astray, that you just grind. My round on Tuesday during the qualifier, I had a triple bogey on a par 3, and that was my 7th hole. So a lot of people would get a triple and just pack it in and say, I'm done. But you got to really take that attitude that, hey, one hole at a time, that's behind you, you know how to make birdies. You know, there's a lot of holes left where you can make a birdie. So just grind and let's make that up.
So let's go. Let's talk a little bit about what had to happen for you to make the cut for the senior Mass Am, which we're going to have a bus going down there. A chair
where is
section
it?
Of clowns. It's at Hoppington Country Club.
I got the mask. I'm going to be his caddy. I got the Masters white outfit with my khaki on the back.
You know what? Drew Luster did that, and I think he got heat stroke one year. It was so about the club championship. Curtis Quinn would do the full outfit.
But
Oh,
Joe's going naked on the knee.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about
Yeah,
that.
you're fine.
A lot of baby powder.
It's going to be really thin.
It comes in spray form now too. I just
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, baby powder?
The Gold Bond.
Wow.
No, that's for jock itch.
No, it's
Don't be using that to crush your whole body.
No, you can use it anywhere on your. Never mind.
That's to keep.
I'm going to send this to my mom later.
You
So.
can keep the flow. But anyway, so what he had to overcome a triple bogey.
Yeah, but that was on 6, so I did a nice job, keeping my composure. I ended up 3 over on the front, and I knew on the back that I couldn't give any more shots away. I had made 3 bogeys going into 18, so I'm 6 over. And in fairness, I didn't know what the number was going to be, but having played in a number of these, I just had a sense of where I thought the cut might be, and I knew 6 over would be questionable. Even 5 over could be a big question mark. But I said, you got a birdie 18 to give yourself any shot, and it was a par 5. And what do you know? I birdied, and I was the last guy to get in.
The last guy to the cut.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Anyone lower than him or higher score than him didn't make it.
Yeah.
And they're technically losers.
You're not first, you're last.
I mean, I've lost a lot, so I know.
Yeah. That's the tough part of the game is you're a hero one day, and then it's such a tough game.
You know what? You play so much, though. I meant to say this earlier, or I wish I did. You have feels. There's just go-to things that you've done a million times.
Right.
And that's where, someone that's buddies I play with 18, 19, their first club championship, and they're all nervous. And I'm like, there's nothing you can do to help yourself now. I'm like, just rely on what you can do.
Exactly.
I'm like, you're very good. They're all incredibly talented. A
lot of
really, really, really young, talented golfers. Not young, but like going into college or that are currently in college.
Yeah.
Colby Mitchell, Luke Sargent. I think Jack Delaney is going to
all
play at
Bass
Sacred Rock.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Turner just had a great career
Yeah,
at Dartmouth.
of course. How can I not mention Mark and James? They had a great career,
James,
at Dartmouth.
Yeah.
He won the New England Am, which is a huge tournament right after high school.
That's right.
So there's a lot of talent out there.
And Mark, we were going to have him on today, but he separated his shoulder. He'd be even a better player if he stopped playing softball.
Yeah,
because
that's the word around town.
You were going to tell him that through the podcast because I really won't tell him that to his face. Maybe
now
I
he
will
knows.
now.
Now he knows. He gets injured too often playing softball, which obviously gets in the way of his golf,
which is much more important.
But Mark this year also made it to match play for the Mass Am.
And as our current club champion.
And the current club champion.
Against Josh Sala in those conditions was crazy.
It was crazy, right? And
Josh Sala has
broke a record, though, too, right? This year? The most.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, no one, to our knowledge, at Bass Rocks has shot under par. Because it's a stroke play tournament.
Right.
I mean, it was 4 days at one point for years, but no one has completed that tournament in under par.
Right.
And he did it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think it was 5 under. Or
he also has the course record there too.
59.
Oh, it is a 59.
He holed out on the last hole.
Hold out from the fairway.
129 or 127 to shoot a 59. Yeah.
And it freaking goes.
But this is Scott Sala Turner.
No,
this
Mark
is
Turner.
Scott Sala's. Oh no, this is Mark Turner. Jim's son.
Jim's son. Okay, I want to make sure because Scott Sala.
Scotty Sala's son Brady's playing collegiate golf at Nichols.
Who's the one that was on the Japanese tour or
that's Scotty's nephew, Josh.
Josh Sala. Okay. So there we go. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. You guys keep going. Hey guys, how are you?
We got people.
Wish I could multitask like that.
Yeah.
So 59 at Bass Rocks is pretty impressive. That's 10 under, and you have to have everything. I mean, to shoot under par, period, you have to have a lot of things going for you in your favor.
Yeah.
Mark and I actually had the chance 3 years ago to play in the Mass 4-ball together, where we teamed up in the state tournament. The state adds a 4-ball tournament, which means that him and I play together. We play our own ball, and we take the lowest score of the two.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Wasn't that you and I?
Hope to do it. It was.
Oh.
I said you and I.
Oh, I thought you said
Did
Mark.
I say Mark? Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
I might
thought
have
so
called
too.
you Mark. I meant Jeff.
That's not a bad person to be mistaken for.
Jeff and I played.
We struggled a little bit.
Yeah, we struggled, but you know what? It was fun.
We had a good time despite not playing well.
Right, and that is a different type of stress when you're playing with a partner, and we're good friends. We know that we're good players, and you go out and you start hitting it sideways. There's a lot of sorries in there, and I've always told my partner, don't say sorry, because I know you didn't come out here today and say, I'm going to hit it sideways.
I'm going to screw my friend over.
Yeah, I know you're out here grinding. You're trying to make birdies, and I'm going to screw up. You're going to screw up. Let's just hope we don't screw up on the same holes. But we
did.
Yeah, we came in like the top 30. I mean, we respect. I think was it top 30 or I don't know.
Chris, I don't think it was good, but it wasn't your fault.
No,
I think I just got the vaccine too.
Yeah,
I was
sick on the way there.
That's why.
I'm like white as a ghost.
Right.
I'm vomiting in the morning, and he's like, "No, you're just nervous." I'm like, "What?" Like really having a reaction to this thing.
Yeah.
And my mom, who works in healthcare, goes, "Oh, that's great." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why?" And she goes, "That means your body's building
You
up
get
an
the
immunity."
vaccine.
And I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
that's great." I'm like, "Great, but right now I feel horrible. I have to go play golf."
The antibodies. Yeah, the antibodies.
Yeah.
Joe, what is this private chat?
That's
Did
Pat
they say
Dalpia.
question?
It's in the background, gabbing us up. What is the highest level? Yeah, no, I think she doesn't think that she copied this. She copied the show notes and put them here because she thinks I can't see them, but I have them in the side. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Arena is here because
Speaking of golf,
speaking of golf,
important people.
and I'm gonna put up a graphic.
Speaking of golf.
Speaking of golf, I'm gonna put up a graphic quickly.
Speaking of golf, speaking of Bass
Look at
Rocks,
this. We have the Glenn T. McLeod, Cape Ann YMCA golf tournament coming up Monday, October 2nd. And we have Arena here to speak to it a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah, so there's a few things here, and I just want to draw some connections to the conversation that was just happening. So we are partnering with Bass Rocks this fall as a Y to start a youth golf program.
Nice.
We're hiring a coach. We're also looking for volunteers. And I think that the point is, like, I hear you talking a lot about mindset tips and visualization.
Yeah.
That is such an amazing tool.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of kids that don't get exposure to golf.
Right.
I didn't get exposure to golf. I grew up, in the 80s. That wasn't really quite a thing for a young woman to do yet. But like, that's something I'm really passionate about. I just started playing golf because I want more women out there. And it's very humbling. I don't know half of what you guys are saying, but I definitely respect the game. The point of the golf tournament, it's our second golf tournament that we've done as a YMCA, is really to raise funding for financial assistance for all the programs that we do, whether it's camp, childcare, just getting people access to a membership. But we're tying that loop by partnering with Bass Rocks and offering a youth golf tournament, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, wait, a youth in addition. Wait, this isn't a youth one though.
No, this is for grown-ups. This is for adults.
Right.
But to coincide with that, because
That's
historically we've been doing, this is our second one, but as an association, we've been doing a lot of other golf tournaments. And we're like, why aren't we doing this in our programming?
Yeah.
So now we're going to start doing that.
That's
That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
I know we have a good friend of ours that was a caddy at Salem Country Club growing up, and I know I know some other people that are that work at different country clubs and grew up as caddies and stuff like that. And the exposure and the rubbing shoulders with a lot of people at these clubs are business people, captains of industry, and just being around these people gave people that we know confidence in a lot of different aspects of their everyday lives and business going forward.
My son Connor was a caddy at Ferncroft, and he had the opportunity to caddy for a blind golfer there. Wow. And Connor developed a really strong bond with him, still speaks to him to this day.
Wow.
And that was his college essay. He wrote about his experience and what it took to be not only a caddy, but to be the eyes of a blind golfer.
Wow.
And, that's just one small example of, the benefits of, again, being around golf. You don't get into too much trouble when you're on the golf course. So
that was, I think, one of the reasons my mom was like, first of all, my dad is a great golfer. Right. He plays all the time.
Yeah.
So I was 13 and was excited to play golf, and my dad needed a reason to be able to be there as much as possible. So I think the two went hand in hand. There's certainly a lot of great guys at Bass Rocks, guys and girls that I grew up, that I still talk to, that I know to this day.
Yeah.
Those that are still with us, it was very much a learning, growing experience growing up. Yeah. Impacted my life quite a bit.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the patience it takes too.
Yeah.
With fast food mindset, we're always on our phones. We're always getting immediate answers. I think golf is like the antidote to that. So I think, especially for young people, it's such a good exercise to slow down and be completely humbled.
That's a great point.
By the game.
So the tournament again is October 2nd, and once the podcast is over, you can come back to this. And actually, I have a post going up tomorrow that has this exact flyer on it. So when you see the post, if you're a Good Morning Gloucester follower, you can scan that QR code and get more information about signing up.
And the key here is that this is a scramble, correct?
Yes.
So regardless of your playing level, it's still a great tournament to participate in, to give back to the YMCA. I'm assuming it's part of your fundraising.
It's our biggest
fundraising event
of the year.
So, I know a lot of people who don't play golf on a regular basis tend to shy away from golf tournaments because they're like, well, I'm not good enough.
Right.
But a scramble is you get paired up, or you could form your own foursome. All four of you hit the ball, and you pick the best shot, and you do that throughout the entire round. So you're not playing your own ball. You're not going to shoot 150. It's just a fun event to get out,
play together.
And if you've never played Bass Rocks, that's even more reason to participate in the event, because I've played a lot of golf in my life, much like Jeff has. Some of the views on the course are the nicest that I've ever seen.
They're some of the best views in Gloucester.
It's
such a hidden gem.
But on golf courses that I've played on the water, again, these ocean views for some reason just feel different and look different, especially on 11. Where you're just hitting straight out towards the lighthouses, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Amazing.
This is your club.
Yeah.
Brendan Grimes Davis has a comment. My husband was a caddy at Bass Rocks as a teen. He's now a longtime member and has golfed with Jeff and his dad many times.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah, Brendan Grimes Davis.
Oh, God. Is her husband Johnny?
Sure.
I guess it probably
Just curious.
Johnny Davis.
Yeah. Her daughter, Kylie Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Small world.
Yeah. Pat, hey, big shout out to On Point Pat. See all those comments? That doesn't happen by accident. Pat just pressed the button, and she put that. And there's the link right there. If you're watching on Facebook, you have the link, and you can click on it and subscribe. Yeah, John is the dad.
Johnny's unbelievable.
The husband. Yeah, unbelievable. Is he a good golfer?
Yeah, he holds his own. And I think their son Tyler is a great chef down at Shorten, Maine.
Yes.
Tyler Davis.
There you go. Insider tip right there.
So,
do you go there often?
I haven't been there in 12, 13 years, but he gets a lot of seafood from us.
Really good bolognese.
Yeah.
I like the sardines. I like sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
You get the sardines with the olive oil and the bread, and you just eat them whole.
Yeah. I know it's unbelievable. The place is unbelievable.
Cut the check. Yeah. Really good stuff. Yeah. So there's your link. You could get a foursome together and join the tournament. And
spread the word too.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Just get some friends and family involved. Not only create your own foursome, but really push the event because it's a great opportunity to play a great golf course, especially if you're not a member. And
do they have? So here's a couple questions about, because I'm not a golfer. Will they have beer carts on along the course?
No. I don't think the city allows for it.
Oh, is that what it is?
That one. We do. It's a cash bar, though. So I mean, you can get several drinks out there, I'm sure, in your car.
Yeah.
And just to second what Chris said, playing in these scrambles is a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that more lately, not taking golf as seriously and just want to.
That's how I've been playing so far too, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's a blast just to be out there. You get older and you start working, and it's like,
it speaks
something else to do.
Yeah.
And speaking of young golfers, Bass Rocks does a great job with the young golfers. Peter Hood, who runs the club, is always out there. I see him on the range. If there's a young kid hitting balls, he'll stand behind him. Todd, the head pro, same thing. Will work with the young folks to make their swing a little better, a little stronger. But the membership, the deals that they have, I share it, because if you have a young son or daughter who is interested in playing golf, get them involved with Bass Rocks now.
Yeah.
Because the membership programs are very attractive, and it's a great way to get into the game inexpensively.
And you can stay.
We have a very surprise special guest, and any of our regular viewers are going to be blown away with this guest. This is Wayne, the sexy mailman's sister from
the Spanks,
the Swingers.
Oh, the Swingers.
These are the Swingers.
I gotta leave.
The Swingers from the Villages. She brought us a. Come on in, Annette.
Oh, she's
All right,
she can
Annette, you can take my seat.
Oh, you got to talk about pickleball.
I'm not taking seats.
Come on in.
No.
Come on in, kid.
All rise.
All rise. This is Wayne, the sexy, famous mailman's sister. Robert and Annette Spanks. Nice to see you, honey. Nice to
Joe,
meet
watch
you.
out. She just touched your butt. What's going on, Annette? Good to see you. Good to meet you, too.
Hi,
Amazing.
I heard you talking because I had you on. We love the YMCA.
Yeah, so this is going to become become a permanent.
Who's your friend? Who's your friend?
Linda Rose.
Linda Rose.
Come
Look,
on
if you'd like
over,
to come
Linda.
back
Is she
here,
one of the
have a
swinger
choice
couples?
Yeah.
She wants to be a
She would.
swinger. She wants to be a swinger.
So look at it, Chris. Look at this spot.
Oh,
so she gave us this. This is going to be a permanent part of the set now.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day to swing in the Villages. That's the thing that she gave us. We're going to put that.
That's going to fit perfectly.
We got to ask Jeff if he knows what swingers are. Oh, look at this.
Beautiful. It's a flag.
Oh,
This is
the
that
upside down pineapple.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
Wait a
You
second
like
here.
Scotty.
Look at this.
Oh,
If you,
golf
if you
tees.
like Scotty,
Upside down
better, you can
pineapple.
switch it
So
to
on point.
Yeah.
That
This
is-
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay.
And the golf tees and everything.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
she
and I-
knew we were talking about golf today.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know
fantastic.
Bob was a real
Oh.
estate agent.
So,
Is he down
So,
in Florida?
He is.
Oh,
Yep.
that's good to know.
Yep.
'Cause,
So he is. I know Charlene.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. It's
Yeah,
all.
she
If
doesn't-
they
she
ever
doesn't
wanted
cover-
to
yeah.
do referrals
Absolutely.
and
Yeah,
all
there's
that,
the
they could
referrals
do back
aspects.
and forth.
Yeah.
You don't know many swingers, but you know, do I have to refer all swingers to him?
No.
So here's a question I have. Have you ever been on the podcast before? You have, right?
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
So we need to ask you. You know what's coming.
I do.
The Death Row sub.
Okay.
She's only been watching for 15 years the podcast,
I thought we were
so
going
she
for
should
breakfast.
have this.
You're having some
little
raw
detour.
fish.
Paul
Redfish
Gamba
head.
says, "Raise your loofahs."
Raise your loofahs.
Look, everybody's excited.
This
Pauline
is-
Bresnahan, higher than that. Peter Tarantino, wow, big surprise. Paul Gamba, raise your loofahs.
It's,
Phil Scannell, good morning.
All
Everybody's
you
very
viewers, you
excited.
have to come by and check out the Castaway crew here because it's a cool scene back here.
Yeah,
like that.
look
Watching
at
it
that.
from the TV back home in Florida. Well, back in my house in Florida. I
That's
don't call it home yet.
Okay.
So Gloucester is your
Gloucester,
home.
Yeah,
You know.
always,
Yeah.
right?
But this is a really cool setup.
Yeah, authentic.
So-
Do you like the
This
smell?
is not Disneyland right here. This is
I-
this is legit. We pride ourselves
The
on being
smell,
authentic.
I mean,
It's Howard
we got
Jones
everything.
right away.
Yeah.
It touches all the senses. All the senses.
Well, you grow up with it, you know. So,
Well, that's
You
what
grow up with it,
most of us
so-
have, right?
you know,
So Death Row sub.
I would say yellow sub tuna fish with pickles and tomatoes.
I need to get that.
Oh,
today.
tuna. Oh, you lost
I'm
me on
gonna
tomatoes,
get that
but
for lunch.
my tuna
Yeah, I
sub
like
order
that.
is tuna fish with pickles, and you got to press them so that the water, so that the
Yeah.
bun doesn't get soggy. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times they scoop up the pickles, and there's all that pickle juice, and it
Yeah.
makes the bun soggy.
Or use the hand.
It hasn't changed.
Not
you know,
not a yellow
from the-
sub.
Do they
I'm
have
just saying.
gluten free?
from the time that Rafe Oliver had
Oh,
it, and
they
then
have
Renee
gluten-free bread
Castro, and now Fatima Silva. The yellow sub tuna fish sandwich has not changed.
Iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Black-
Fatima's putting it out there.
There you go.
So good.
So,
She's wonderful.
um,
Sorry, John.
and you at
Yeah.
Turner Seafoods.
No, I'm-
do you ever shoot down there for lunch?
Oh, because you guys
Way
are right
too
down on
often,
Smith
Way
Street,
too
right?
often. Yeah.
Far too often.
Yeah.
What's your go-to sub at
Oh, God, I like mini meatball or
Yeah.
tuna. is
Mini
always-
meatball?
Yes. Minis are
I'm on
great.
a budget.
They are
Oh, no,
They
the
are.
size of the sandwich.
They
I
were the-
thought you
oh,
meant mini
They're the only
meatballs.
place
Oh,
in
yeah.
town for decades. They've made
Yeah.
that's
they make
right.
minis.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't need a whole sub.
Yeah.
Don't want to bring it home later. It's perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
And,
Death Row meal.
oh my goodness. I love all seafoods,
Oh.
so wherever I can get good seafood is what I would say. If I had to pick a place, I would say maybe the Gloucester House and their baked haddock.
Oh.
For in Gloucester.
Oh,
Yeah.
For in Gloucester, I would probably say the Gloucester House
Glass of house.
baked haddock meal.
Nice.
And all. So, and again, it's one of those staples that they put out.
Yep.
That you go there every time, and it's
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
not going to go wrong. You
Right.
liked it the first time, you're going to
Yeah.
like it the next
So
time.
Lenny and his son and
And,
everybody are doing a great job.
Oh my
over there at
gosh!
Gloucester
Yeah,
House.
yeah. It's nice to see David back.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
helping Lenny out.
So tell us a little bit about your brother and some some insider stuff that we should know about him.
Well, I have
we
four
need-
brothers. To
you
be
have four
fair,
brothers,
I
all
have
right,
four
all right.
brothers.
But Wayne's
so.
your favorite? Of course, you got to say yes. So we're live.
Okay,
He's probably working. I mean, he's a hard worker. He works morning, noon, and night. He doesn't have time to watch this stuff.
I know.
No.
I know. So
He's
probably,
listening to us probably in the truck.
Yep.
If
Yep.
that's allowed, maybe not.
No, I have four brothers. Russell Jr., he's older than I am.
Okay.
Then there's myself, and then my brother Cecil, also known as Jim. He's actually in the tournament at Bass Rocks right now.
Oh, is he the member? Yeah, the member
yeah.
guest, big member
Yeah.
guest.
So he's doing that, and he was invited with Mike Lane.
I saw
Chief.
Mike. Yeah, the chief, the former police chief.
Yes, they're good friends.
He's a great guy.
They're good friends, and
So that's your brother who's playing with him.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Because I saw
Wayne's
Mike Lane
brother.
yesterday and said hello. I was there hitting balls and saw.
So you didn't
his
see
guest.
the guy that was with him that
I
looked
did.
like Wayne?
I did, but no, it didn't.
Well,
I
you
didn't know who he
I wasn't
was.
expecting
Right,
that. Yeah,
Right.
that's
right.
funny.
It's like,
So Wayne's the youngest.
No. So we left off at Cecil, which is Jim, who's playing. Then Wayne.
Okay.
And then we have a sister, Darlene.
Okay.
And Darlene, I'm sure this young lady knows.
Darlene. Yeah.
So she's YMCA through and
Oh,
through.
really? Okay.
All over the North Shore.
Oh, interesting.
And then we have baby Jeff.
Baby Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and I do have to say, all four brothers, because you're talking golf. All four brothers play golf.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yeah.
The two brothers that are down in the villages play almost every day.
Yeah. Bob's a pretty good player right here.
Well, Bob plays occasionally.
Yeah.
He plays maybe twice a week, but my brothers,
Twice a week. You remember?
my
I'd love
brothers
to play
play
twice
lots.
a week.
My brothers play lots.
Yeah.
So it's good. But I just wanted to come say hi.
Oh, you can't leave now
I
until
can't.
Joe.
Yeah, we have to continue
So
the whole.
does
This has been nice.
Bob have a loofah hanging from his golf cart?
We do not.
No.
do not.
In all seriousness, do people drive around with loofahs?
Some do.
Some do.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. Now
Some
you
do.
know.
Yeah,
They
it's
have them
true.
off their cars. But let's get real. All right. We're a 55 and older community.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see loofahs hanging off of cars here in the mall parking
Nope,
lots?
never.
Oh, come on.
Really?
Absolutely.
Here in Gloucester? I've never seen one.
I have
Oh,
never seen a
All right,
loofah.
when you go to the malls,
Facts.
when
I'm
you go
talking
to the
straight facts.
malls, you check out and see what do they use for.
See, she's very in
Markers.
tune.
Yeah.
She's
Markers.
very
She's
in tune.
looking for it. See,
She's
we're not
like,
looking for
she's
it.
dialed
Yeah.
in on the. She's like, oh.
She has an app. She
Oh.
has an app. The
Loofah spotter. Yeah,
The loofah
loofahfinder.com. Yeah. She was.
Actually, that's a good business
She's, yeah.
Is this like the whole purple
They
door
put the
thing?
chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't ask Jeff what his. Oh, we have to
He's
ask
been on
both
the
of them.
podcast.
We're,
No,
no,
they
we're
both
going
been
too far.
No, the loofah color.
Oh,
If they were a loofah, what color would they be?
If you were a loofah, what color would you be?
Well, top of mind, purple.
Purple.
all
All
right.
right.
Let's
We're gonna
see.
go to the chart here.
Let's see. You
Jeff,
might have to move
wait.
down
Jeff,
to the
what would
villages.
your color be?
Blue.
Okay.
Blue.
This is a danger zone, guys.
All
You've
right.
gone into a danger
Oh, here we
zone.
There we go.
Blue.
Purple. Arena is a voyeur, and she's a person that likes to watch when the swingers
Well,
when visiting
golf,
the villages.
Golf, maybe yes. Okay.
Good,
Well,
cut
this
that.
is all about.
Jeff.
This is all about golf.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally.
And so Loofah, when visiting the villages, Florida's friendliest hometown with the highest rate of STDs in the United States, Jeff is a blue loofah. He's the lowest level of full swap. Those who can play well with others. So
I
there you go.
almost chose blue. I'm glad I did.
Arena likes to watch, and Jeff is a full participant.
Oh my
So
gosh.
there we go.
If Stephanie's here, what's your favorite color, Stephanie?
Blue.
Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Stephanie's
There you
in.
go.
Stephanie is
So
in.
while I am here in public, I do want to debunk that myth of I know I love that you
Yeah, no.
speak well of the villages every week. The other thing, STDs.
Yeah.
Think about it. You've got 55 and older community. Okay. Are we back to the generation of the 50s and 60s people that have moved
those are the
to
people.
there? So were they the people that were at Woodstock? Were they the people that were doing
So it
all
just
of
makes
those
sense. Free sex.
experiments
Open sex.
and all? So yes, at one time it got that
It's under
name,
control now.
like the loofahs. It got
Historian.
that name.
Very
you know,
sticky. Very sticky.
But so that's it.
She's the
It
president.
is so good.
She's
I'm
the
sorry,
She's the
president.
Pat.
president and spokesperson.
I'm
for the
sorry that I
swingers
missed Pat and
community.
Jim and DJ Scotty. Please give them my love
We
in their
will.
little
We will give them-
packages.
Joe, I asked her
And-
if there was any insider information about Wayne that she could share, and she was reluctant to do so. Like stuff we can have, like
Over.
just when he doesn't deliver my mail on time.
He
I
is the
can-
most loving
Oh yeah.
husband, grandfather, giving, brother. So
Yeah.
he's son. He would be there at a phone call.
Yeah.
Salt
he'd
of the
be
earth.
there at a phone call.
Yeah. No, he's a great.
We love to
Great
have
guy.
him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There are a couple other mailmen that I like a little better, but
David Quinn is retired now.
he left poop in my mailbox. A bag of poop.
you had to get that in. I'm very proud of Joe right now. I don't know what I'll hear when I leave here, but I am very proud that I haven't had any bombs from Joe.
No, in fairness, it was Joe who put the poop in my mailbox because I left it on his front lawn.
Clearly.
And when Wayne came to deliver the mail, the poop was there, and he was shocked by what he saw. So it was really Joe who was at fault, not Wayne. I don't want the U.S. Postal Service to.
Yeah, you can't have any no demerits.
That's the disclaimer, right?
That's
the disclaimer.
Yes, it was definitely not.
Guys, ladies,
not Wayne.
nice to
Hold
meet
it, we
you
still
all.
have an hour.
I'm gone. It's breakfast
It was
time.
great to meet you. We'll be down
Where are
there.
you going to the
Be
breakfast?
well. I'm not sure where we're going.
You're the visitor. I'm your Uber. Whatever you want.
Your
She
Uber.
is. It's
Uber.
fine. Best wishes.
Robert Internet Spanks, ladies and
Go
gentlemen.
to
Podcast
Zeke's.
crew. Have a blessed weekend.
Oh, I'm glad you
Zeke's
came.
is good, right?
Yes, all fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
Everything.
I had,
Yeah, very close.
by the way, I was there yesterday, got lunch there yesterday. This is a new revelation to me. They will, because they make everything scratch. So like the timing they're not the quickest place in town.
Right. He makes it clear, right?
He
on the
makes
front.
it
He
clear.
does. Isn't it great? I think
But-
he's right out there.
He's awesome. So if you call in a to-go order,
Yeah.
they'll call you when it's ready. So I was always reluctant because I can't leave the wharf for long periods of time.
Yeah.
But if I go there and it's not ready and I'm tapping my toes for 15 minutes, it's not good. But I'll know it's ready. I shoot there and shoot back. I'm gonna make that a regular stop.
Nice.
And
Wow.
the burger at Zeke's has got to be in the conversation for the best burger in Gloucester.
Right
I'm telling you
there.
right now.
Nice.
Legit.
Wow.
He put a
Legit.
steak in the ground.
Totally legit.
Nice.
Yeah, in the conversation,
All
definitely.
right.
I can have breakfast any time of the day, so
Yeah.
be well off.
There you
But
go.
wait,
And
there's
we'll
more.
be tuning
There's
in,
more.
and we
Thank you
share.
for the gift. We appreciate
Yes.
it.
You're
Thank
most
you.
welcome.
Do,
I didn't
do I
want
need
you
a
to
black
forget
light?
us.
Do I need a black light before I touch this?
Nice to
Are
meet
you
you.
Mr. Doosey's son? Or
Grandson,
Oh,
yeah.
very nice.
You're gonna
It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Wow.
great
Thank you so
time.
much.
All right.
You too. Be well, everybody.
Yes.
Let's talk about. We'll talk about these quickly.
Pickleball.
Stephanie, come on in.
Okay,
Yeah.
Stephanie. Are you?
No.
This is
Listen.
your.
No.
This is your.
Stephanie,
Okay.
sit right there.
Okay.
She's gonna talk.
I'm on
for
my
1
way
second.
in. I'm not sitting in here.
Sit here,
anymore.
Stephanie.
That's for
Okay,
you.
thank you.
I've got to
Appreciate
go
it.
to a meeting anyway.
Okay.
Oh,
So wait,
yeah.
wait,
She's
let's
also
talk-
mortified.
Let's get to this though.
Yeah, these are your new pickle. This
Oh
is your
my
new
God.
pickleball
I gotta start
set.
playing pickleball so bad.
Wow.
So what?
YMCA of the North Shore.
So what if
pickleball.
you
Oh, these
sign
are
up
really good
for
ones.
to play? That
I need to
the
join.
people, do you hand these out? Do you buy? You can buy them.
Oh, these are special.
These books for today. These are gifts for the Good Morning Gloucester.
Wow.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
These are
nice.
pro.
Nice.
These
So
are pro.
I brought these as gifts for you because you're you, but also as a as a representative of a community organization and as a citizen of Gloucester. Thank you so much for what you guys do.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
nice. I'm gonna clap for you guys.
Thank you, Arena.
I
Thank
feel the
you.
same way. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Chris has said he's going to volunteer to help you out with the golf tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's going to
yeah,
get
yeah,
involved.
we need
and
you there.
he wants
Yeah.
to. He's going to get people excited and put some teams together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
we,
great.
we already
That
talked
coach,
about it.
golf coach.
All right.
Too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Very
Yeah.
good.
We'll get
Oh,
in touch. I'll see you soon.
Very nice
All
to meet
wins.
you. Thanks for
Thank
everything
you.
you do for the community. Not
Yeah,
just these
yeah.
guys,
I
you
mean-
know?
And I'll watch to see what you're
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
nice to meet
Ask
you.
Annette
Have a
if
good
she
day.
needs one of these for the villages.
There's extras
Yeah.
right there. And one for the
Thank you,
guests.
may I have another? Thank you, may I have another?
I just have
Thank
to
you,
say,
may I have
guys,
another?
I just have to say that you guys dig deep, man. I come in, you're talking about the villages, sexually transmitted diseases, and what else were you talking about? Poop in the mailbox.
Poop in the
You
mailbox.
guys dig deep.
Swingers,
You dig
Loopers,
deep.
We aim to play. We
Wow,
aim to.
I can't be.
we
And
aim
I
to- listen, this is not 1623 Studios.
no, apparently
Let's be
not.
clear.
We're
I
not
know.
filtered.
No
Let's be
serious
clear.
shit going on here,
We
that's
have-
for sure.
We do not have to answer to the people that finance the whole outfit.
Yeah.
The
We find it.
FCC.
We finance the whole outfit, so we are not beholden to
Yes.
any of those things.
But I want to let you know that my in-laws were from the Villages, and I did have them check
Really?
before they moved into my cottage to make sure they didn't have any STDs.
Well, there you go.
Poor Ken and Camille,
Yes.
sitting there in the cottage listening to me on this podcast, 90 years old.
That's our daughter-in-law. She's talking
What
like
is she
that.
talking about that part? Okay. So can I
Why
talk
are you here?
I'm here because, first of all, thank you for coming.
You did your hair again.
I know.
The only time she does her hair is when she's on
I
Good
know.
Morning
I know.
Boston.
And you cleaned up the place. I can't
Yes.
believe it.
You did?
Yeah,
did,
well, it
yeah.
didn't smell as
Oh,
bad
yeah.
when I walked in. I always love to say, Guy Ferdo. What's going on? It stinks in here. Guzzi doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Guy Fiero.
Guy Ferdo means it smells.
Oh,
Smells
what a
bad. That's
stink.
Sicilian slang. It doesn't mean anything. It's actually gibberish, but we say it in Gloucester like it means something.
oh, really?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Like Eve?
If is one of my father's words, but I don't think
You
that
know
was
what
Sicilian. That's not Sicilian.
You've never heard of
No,
Have you ever
I
heard the word?
shoof. Shoof is a Lebanese, like shoof, they say, like, oh, like, please, like, look
How
at that.
about how about someone who's lazy?
Oh, an oof. We saw them oof.
Oh, oof.
No,
Eve.
My father, Eve, but it had nothing to do with being Sicilian.
Right.
It was,
It's just like,
it was
a
just like,
nickname.
that guy is no good for nothing. He's,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
useless. He's an Eve.
We can use that word.
If you
All
can't.
right.
Yeah.
You cut off hard? You have a hard cut off in like 5 minutes?
No.
What?
no.
Did you prepare a half hour?
I do have to go to work.
I'm
Some
worried
of
about,
us
I'm worried
have to
about
work.
my fish. at
Some of
Turner's.
us have to work.
I know,
Stephanie.
I know. Actually, I
By
took the
the
day
way,
off just
we
for
should
this.
come by. Oh, one thing, in case Jeff has to leave, the fish fryer is going for the most unbelievable fish and chips in town.
Yes.
That's still
Get
available.
closer for now. Get closer for this. 12 o'clock sharp.
12 o'clock
12
shop.
o'clock
All right,
shop.
we
Fresh
got
oil.
we got to put in
It'd be-
our order.
and just
Fresh
in case
oil,
you-
that's good. Put that down on your calendar. Fresh oil at
Fresh
Turner's.
oil.
That's a big
at
deal.
Turner's Seafood.
That's like
Noon
that's a
time.
leap year event, isn't it?
And how about the hat? Just in case you have to go.
We
That's it.
are. So Jim Turner's not sure because he's not a mesh cap kind of guy, but I think a lot of people are wearing them these
Oh,
days.
yes.
They've made the trucker hat has made a comeback.
Yes. Oh, those are available for purchase at Turner Seafoods?
They'll have to be now.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, we're going to come by for lunch today.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Awesome.
There you go.
I'll be down for my fish.
Yeah.
What, are you picking up fish? Is
Yeah.
that the message you're
Yeah.
trying to deliver?
Yeah, I call
Oh,
him,
shake
and then he
hands.
puts a completely different name on my order. Nina Oppenheimer. I'm like, that.
Nina
Yeah, I'm
Oppenheimer.
like, Nina Oppenheimer? Oh my God, did you not know who I was?
Have I done that?
Yes, you have. You
That
have. You're
is
like,
so
oh, I thought
weird.
you were somebody else. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I was like,
I've
Telling
been
you all
told
my
I'm making
secrets
all
on the
sorts of
phone.
mistakes. I'm like, no.
I get when I go to Starbucks, I get
It's
the
always the customer's fault.
I go to Starbucks, place the order, then I go down the end of the counter and I pick up my counter. It says bald fat guy, and I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like they're profiling.
Well, they are. But
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's funny.
all right. So can we talk about the documentary series? As you guys
Yes.
know, Gloucester 400 is knee deep
Knee.
in the Fisheries
In the
Heritage
guts.
Month.
In the guts
Yeah.
of fish.
And there's been a lot of events that have gone on, and I have to say that there's two documentaries that are being shown on Gloucester, about Gloucester, at the Magma Studios in Browns Mall, which if you haven't been there is beautiful. Would
It
you
is.
agree?
Yes.
Gorgeous studio.
Yeah. I'd been
So
there
I can't be
before.
more thankful enough to Sarah and Matt Swift. They've been tremendous about being generous with their space and their technology. So next Wednesday at 6:30, we are going to be airing Fishin' Men, which is a relatively new documentary on the fishing industry, not only in Gloucester, but across the country of what's happening with the industry. And I have to say, after the last film we showed, I said the next time I promise we'll do a comedy because it's pretty solemn. It's not a happy topic.
Yeah.
So, it's, as we celebrate the legacy of the fisheries, we need to kind of pause right now and figure out where we're going with it. And it's not a great subject right now. So
No.
I urge everybody to come, not to be sad, but to maybe be knowledgeable, get your insights in, make sure you know what's going on, why we went from 500, a fleet of 500 down to 30, which the 30 is even questionable now. And maybe why, NOAA went from 5 employees to 500
Yeah.
when the boats
Oh,
went down to
interesting.
30.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy situation. So anyway,
Yeah.
I
and
want everybody
I
to-
went to the August 16th this past Wednesday to see Dead in the Water, and not being from Gloucester, not knowing much about the history, it was very interesting.
yeah.
slide in just a foot.
It was very interesting to hear that side of the story, and where Gloucester once was. You always knew that fishing was such a big part of Gloucester to where it is now, and the regulations. What I couldn't figure out, or what I didn't realize, was you have the IRS and then you have NOAA, like as the second most powerful
regulations.
Entity in the U.S. government. So they have huge control over it.
Right, and I want to put a disclaimer in. And as you know, there's two sides to every story, and we know that. But the science, the fishermen are just urging the science to be, recalculated or maybe relooked at, and to no avail, I think. And you just hate for Gloucester not to be known for their fishing.
Yeah.
And I don't really see that many young people going into fishing anymore.
That's not true. There's a lot of they're just going into different fisheries. There's a ton of young lobstermen that have made tremendous investments.
Lobsterman's different.
Yeah.
Lobstering's different. I want to just use the disclaimer here. Lobstering is completely different than the fish.
And the lobstermen for decades have self-imposed regulation to make sure that it was sustainable.
Right. And so, like I said, there's two sides to every story, 100%. Yeah. But I think that, those 30 boats, when you ask Al Catone, that's really questionable whether there's even 30 boats in the water right now fishing. And so there's a lot here. There's a lot to unpack. And as I say, I know I poked a little bit at NOAA, but reality is that we need regulations in everything that we do. So it doesn't mean that they're opposed to regulations. I mean, they have to have somebody on their boat that they pay $800 to $1,000 every trip to monitor that.
And the company that, from what I understand, the company that instituted that a guy was on the Fisheries Council who made this a thing, and Elk then went and created the company that supplies these monitors and collects the $800 and then disperses the money to the so it's the most shady thing that I've seen.
Right, and then one of the fishermen was saying that they actually, instead of having a human on the boat, they actually have a piece of equipment on the boat that monitors a camera on the boat, and when he sends that in, he still has to pay the same amount of money, or maybe a little bit scaled back. So I think the point is that it's a good informative session to see where we're going. And, more than anything, particularly since we've got Jeff here from Turner's, more than anything, it's about fresh fish.
Right.
That's this one, Fish and Men, will absolutely blow your mind as to how much is caught here, shipped to China, shipped back here without any oversight on bacteria, without any governance at all. So, and Jim Turner came to he wanted a copy of the documentary because he was so.
I know they went there Wednesday.
Yeah, they were there. I met with them, and I'm trying to get him a copy of both documentaries, actually. So
I wish I didn't realize you were coming in today. Sorry to interrupt you, or else maybe I would have asked Jimmy to come, because he has as much info as anybody, and Kathy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they come Wednesday anyway. I'm getting them a copy of the documentary, and
I'm sure they will.
And I think the most important thing is that there's, like we said, you have to have full balance here.
Right.
I was having a hard time knowing full well what it was like growing up here and what it's like now, and knowing, I think it's the science piece of it that people are trying to kick the tires on. And I don't know that we're getting the answers that we want. And I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I'm all for regulations.
Me too.
But like you said, there has to be a very, very good reason why you have such stringent rules, and you got to be able to back it up with data. And that what I gathered from being part of that was that they're making these rules without having strong data to back it up.
Right.
Right. And then the second part was how they treat some of these fishermen when something does go awry or they don't do something. You can't be breaking rules, you can't be breaking laws. I get that, but because they're under such pressure, because the industry is in such decline, cut them a break here and there. And again, that I know some people would be like, well, if you keep giving them a break, where's the end? but
you could say that for any regulation or law or anything,
right? Just the some of the stories that
were incredible. I know we're hoping to have even an expanded panel on Wednesday. So that I think people were genuinely very interested to see what the fishermen had to say.
Yeah.
Very interested. And then there's also the other side of it is that we want to conserve the ocean.
Yep.
We want to preserve the ocean. And then there's that windmill issue, which has caused tremendous amount of deaths of whales. In New Jersey, there was 64 whales that died, apparently. So it's like, how could we, and then they raise the temperature of the ocean because of what's going on and how they implement those. So that's not good for the fish because the fish can't live in warmer waters. The waters are already getting warmer. The fishermen recognize that. Yeah, so there has been a change. So I think it's okay to embrace change, but it has to be, I think these fishermen want is maybe better science, or maybe to revisit some of the tools and resources of which they monitor these folks.
Right.
In the species.
Yeah. And the bottom line, I forget who said it or where it was said, these fishermen don't want to take every fish out of the sea because they'll have no job.
Yeah.
So
who wants to cast the last fish?
Their kids will have no jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you
who wants to cast the last fish? I mean, unless you're in the Bible, it's not a good choice. Seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unless it's a biblical story,
right.
They don't want to hear about the last fish. So anyway.
Yeah. But no, that's great. And thank you for all that you're doing. I mean, you took on this little project, and I know the show on Wednesday was packed.
I know there were 100 people.
For chairs.
There were no chairs. We had to go to the gym next door. Yeah. And I didn't expect that. So I was so happy. And I really think that the same thing is going to happen this week. So I don't let anybody be discouraged by coming because we will find room.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because there's plenty of space. So please come and learn more about the fishing industry.
If people aren't able to attend, where are they going to be able to?
So they can buy Fishin' Men on Amazon Prime for $5 if they wanted to watch Fishin' Men.
Okay.
I think the most valuable part of this is not only watching the documentary, but actually hearing what the fishermen have to say.
Yeah.
And you've got fishermen from every age there. You've got Al Catone, who's my age, who's an awesome
Great guy.
Great guy. I mean, Al's one of the classiest guys around.
Yeah.
And then you got Sammy Novello, who's on the older end.
Yeah.
And Tommy Testaverde.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get a couple others in there to
Tommy Testaverde and his son really doing a great job with his legacy and his family's legacy. The Midnight Sun is one of the prettiest boats in the fleet, and maintained to the standards that our entire town could be proud of.
Yeah,
I
think you're right. Yeah, and he's a swell guy.
He's a very nice guy. I just want to say this though: there are very healthy fisheries in this city right now. The scallop industry in the winter there's incredible wealth being created.
Yeah.
The lobster industry, these guys have self-regulated for years, and they are doing a fantastic job year in and year out. Very healthy, and you have guys in their 30s going out buying $500,000 boats. Yeah. So there are opportunities.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I know that.
Guys that have pivoted have done very well. I mean, I write out the checks. I write out very good checks.
To
guys that work hard, there's opportunity.
I think the lobstering maybe is a good prototype. Maybe the lobster are a good prototype.
It's not just. Listen, I don't want to sound self-serving because I'm in the lobster industry. There's other parts of it that are good too. Just saying.
Yeah. No, and the guys, and if they do it right, I guess it's dwindled. I mean, it's really down to nothing. I mean, these guys are buying each other's quotas. They're leasing each other's quotas and then Al goes out by himself.
Yeah.
These guys all go out by themselves.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these guys do. Yeah. So anyway, enough. So if you guys want to talk about the villages and STDs, I'm happy to switch gears because apparently
there's great.
It's a lot funner to talk about.
You know where I think there's great opportunity in the fishing industry? There's tremendous opportunity in the services end of it. I know that there are diesel mechanic opportunities that they will pay you to get your education.
Yeah.
And these are $125 an hour jobs, and the fishermen can't even keep. There's plenty of work for them. There's a lot of jobs, and it doesn't just have to be fisheries. The maritime industry, there's tremendous opportunity in the Maritimes. Getting jobs on ships that you go out for a week, come back for a week, and they're great jobs with benefits and real pensions and stuff.
Well,
like
I think
that.
a lot of people have morphed into that because these guys don't have kids going in it. A lot of these guys I talk to don't have children going into it. So
Yep.
I think a lot of those folks have done it. They branched off into that. But I do think that I've heard many times that there's a huge, huge deficit in the diesel stuff, in the motor and repair. I know Karen Tibbetts talks about it all the time, like how they need to have GMGI needs to have a whole service like around how to service the boats.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's a really good point to think about.
So. Yeah. And the fact is, you don't have to be some person that goes to college for this. They'll pay to educate you,
right?
To make $125 an hour.
Maybe we should talk about that on a podcast. That'd be a nice opportunity.
That's
someday.
That's good stuff.
Think about
that's really
into
good stuff. So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, it's not.
No,
and because I'm not a doom and gloom person, I struggle with that. So I didn't want to come here like I was complaining. I just want to make people aware where we were, and let's celebrate where we were and the heritage of the amazing fisheries. That's why we're all here. I think, Joe, we talked about that the last time, and where we are now. It's a very different world, and it can be improved. 100% could be improved.
Yeah.
So
and kudos to those families that are sticking it out, like
100%.
Like the Testaverdes and
Catones
and the Catones and there's a lot of them, and then there's and the younger kids that are coming up, the kids in their 30s that are buying and maintaining beautiful boats, all on the waterfront. So
tradition.
Good for them.
All right. Well, I don't have any gifts for you.
You don't?
No, I'm sorry.
Your presence is
I
a
was
gift.
just about
You
to say
didn't cook us eggplant?
No eggplant today.
Oh, again.
I know. Maybe I'll whip it up. Who knows? See what's going on.
Whip it up. So we're gonna do we'll do a podcast. Let me ask Pat, because Pat is on the back end. Pat, do you have a count on the shares? And if you haven't shared the podcast and type shared, you can do it right now and to be entered to win. And one of the prizes is going to be right here from Marina Williams, pickleball set, pickleball ball. And these aren't flimsy pickleball paddles. These are legit pickleball paddles.
Yeah, they can't be used for hazing.
Spanking. No hazing.
No hazing.
No
We
hazing.
don't want good morning
definitely don't
gloss.
send them to the villages.
There you go.
Send them to the villages. Don't send them to colleges. Don't
Oh, look, my sister.
Middle-aged.
My sister shared it because she's gonna be a Florida resident soon, and she's gonna want to have her own pickleball set.
See, Joe, when we have good gifts, the number of shares go way up.
Yeah,
not dusty ones. This isn't dusty.
Not dusty ones. Not crusty, dusty ones. I'm really looking forward to my fishing tips from Turner Seafoods.
Oh.
And what are the sauces that are available?
What's that?
Tartar, your normal tartar ketchup, malt vinegar, and upon request with cocktail, remoulade, lobster basil cream.
Oh my God!
Your tartar sauce is over the top.
They have a chef and an executive chef in Salem named Yale Woodson, and he oversees everything. We get everything from them for the most part.
Yeah. The tartar sauce is
good
over
stuff in there.
I'd like a malt and a tartar sauce.
All right, Joe, we're gonna do the Sazy or wait for?
Oh yeah. No, but we're over. We're over by 8 minutes now, so we'll hold off on the Sazy. But I will mention the name. Oh, there is no return address, so I can't mention the name. But
Is it heavy?
You know what? It feels like there's a note, and we love the notes.
Yeah.
The notes. Last week we got the best note ever. 2 pages.
I thought you were supposed to hang it up.
It's right there behind my desk.
The one that's floppy. It needs Viagra.
It needs a little. It could use the blue pill. It definitely could use the blue. Okay,
so we have any Viagra?
We have 7 shares. 7 shares right now, and 7 shares. It's one podcast prize, and it's the from Arena Williams at the Y, a paddleball set, pickleball.
Poor lady from the Y was like, "What did I just walk into? Have you met her?"
Yeah.
Before? Oh, I know she's wicked. I had just met her.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know if you guys.
She's great.
Oh, I know. I can tell. But I'm like,
that was just behind me.
We're friendly. We're friendly with Arena.
Okay.
Arena.
Yeah.
I thought it was Erin.
No, it's Arena. All right, we have 7 shares according to On Point Pat. You can pick up your prize here at the dock, 95 East Main Street. Here we go. And number 7, the last person, Bill Bartlett, I think.
Bill Bartlett.
Let's see if that indeed was Mr. Number 7. Pat will tell us.
Pat said Bill Bartlett.
Bill Bartlett is your winner. Bill, come on down the wharf, 95 East Main Street. Pick up your prize. Stephanie, it's always great.
Oh my God! Thank you guys for everything that you do.
Are you boating this weekend?
I am. If the weather would have us.
No shit.
Chris is hosting us on his boat. He forgets. He invites us, and then he forgets, and he goes to like Boston for the night.
It happens.
I'm joking.
We gotta schedule a dinner for.
I want to
week.
go
Yeah.
to the feast. I want to go to the Fisherman's Feast in the North End
Yeah.
this weekend. I would love to make that happen. All right,
You should go by boat.
Jeff Guzzi.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes,
brother.
it's good
Thank
to
you.
see you guys.
Thank you
Jeff,
so
thank
much.
You. I'm going to walk out with you.
And here we go. We're gonna sign off. Oh, actually, should I? You want to take care of? You want to do Jimmy's spot?
No, Jeff will.
All right, Jeff, you gotta hop in there, kid. Look directly in the camera, Jeffrey. You gotta
So
lean-
I
you
would be
gotta
remiss.
lean
I
in.
would be remiss.
No, you gotta get in tight.
We're like,
We gotta see your nose
nobody
here.
walks.
You gotta
Nobody
get
walks
way
in
in
this
tight.
building.
All right.
We all walk around. No one walks in this building. We all
Right,
just use
right.
chairs.
All right, shh, shh, shh. Here we go.
I forget what he says.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What do you think he
absolutely
says?
no piping plovers were harmed in the taping of this podcast.
I worked for the trustees of reservations, like the biggest piping plover conservation ever.
Right, that's why it's good to
Okay,
say this.
ladies and gentlemen, no piping plovers were harmed during the production of this episode of Good Morning Gloucester.
Oh, I like it. I like
Right.
it.
I would be remiss to not say.
This
little-
episode, that's a good addition.
That was a little flair right there. I like
Yeah, I
that.
couldn't remember
There
what
we
he
go.
said.
Oh, Lagaka Knockanopoulos says best ending ever right there. There you go.
Was it a happy?
Little town with big news. 411 come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew. It's good morning, Gloucester, to you. Oh, it's good morning, Gloucester, to you. I say